Sit back and let's talk some Detroit sports right now on The Bottom Line.
And here we go, Tuesday, May 10th, 2022. Ermanni and Edwards, Woodward Sports Network. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards. Good afternoon to you, my friend.
Figured it out at the last second in the nick of time. Man, I told you guys, man, I love golf. You guys know that, man. The sun is out. It's beautiful out. Pops hit me up and said, hey, 10 o'clock, Plum Hollow Country Club. Be there at B Square. So I was there. Got 5 holes in because my dad likes to, he likes to shoot a bunch of shots. So got 5 holes in. Had a lunch in Birmingham. So it's been a great day for me so
You're
far.
winning today, Braylon Edwards.
And then I'm ultimately winning because I get to come and be a part of the best team in the business, and that is Woodward Sports. Most specifically, my man, the bottom line, Maz, Ermanni, Fletch, and Sam.
Tom Mazawey, good afternoon to you, friend.
Hey, buddy, and everybody. It's awesome. Gorgeous out. Let's do it. Let's talk some sports. A beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Can we kick off the show with a happy birthday of sorts?
Oh, I would love that. My baby girl, my middle baby girl.
Look at that.
Abby Mazawey, my girl, Abigail. 18 years young today. Happy birthday, honey.
Do you know who Abby shares a birthday with? My brother Rob.
How about that?
Look at that.
Rob Sr.?
Rob Sr.
Father of Robbie Ermanni?
That's right.
Look at that. I know that guy.
Pretty good stuff there. Happy birthday to Abby, 18, and Rob, absolutely. Good stuff there. Braylon, I got to get to this.
I'm in a great mood, by the way. It's gonna be a hell of a show.
I got to get to this off the top.
Okay.
The Tigers are in action right now.
27 and counting.
Trash.
They come into this game with 24 consecutive scoreless innings. We just watched the first 3 innings that they played. They're in the top of the 4th now, 0-0 in a doubleheader with the Oakland A's, by the way. They cannot score a run.
Right.
They can't hit. They can't score. It is now 27 1/3 innings without being able to score one friggin' run.
Let me ask you a question. Obviously, I played baseball when I was younger. It was the first sport that I fell in love with. So I love baseball, but got away from it for a while. Back into watching it now, but I'm still not a pro at knowing the game in terms of the professional level. And there's some things I can add, as what's our boy name, Dan Dickerson. I can ask him some advice. I can ask you advice, and also Maz. Here's a serious question that I have. Obviously, these guys are professional athletes. They're getting paid money. You would think they know how to hit. We make so much about firing Alex Avila. Obviously, we're not
Avila,
excuse me. Avila obviously it won't be A.J. Hinch because A.J. Hinch has done a damn good job, especially at the end of last year. So it's not that. Could it be the hitting coach? Could it be a situation where the hitting coach for the Tigers just doesn't know what he's doing? Is that a good question or no?
You can't blame the weather now.
No.
I don't know who you can blame. Look, the 4th inning ends in a 1-6-3 double play.
Right.
So they get 28 innings in a row without a run.
And now that makes 1 in 19 where they have runners in scoring position and they did not get hits. So I know some stuff.
Guys, I just don't even know where you go from here. I mean, Austin Meadows can't get a hit. Jamer Candelario can't get a hit. Who's getting a hit, Tom Mazawey? A big hit. Nikhil Badu goes down to AAA. He was a guy that you were counting on to take that next step.
It looks bad. It really does. They don't even have their full lineup in today. I mean, yesterday Javi Baez gets thrown out. So does A.J. Hinch in the 9th inning. Miggy Cabrera just dirty looked the umpire. Kind of laughed at the umpire, the home plate umpire in the 9th inning. The strike zones have been horrible. Nonetheless, they just can't get it out of their own way right now. They're running out of time. And not only that, they're home, but they're the visitor team today. The A's are the actual home team in Game 1. So that just tells you right now, things are not going well for the Old English D, the Tigers. But Shohei Ohtani last night put on a show, back-to-back home runs with Mike Trout. Then he hits his first career grand slam. I mean, that's what I'm watching in baseball.
Well, it's just so disappointing, Braylon, because there was so much promise for this team this year. And I hate to overreact after 28 games, and I don't think they're the worst team in baseball. I do think Water will find its level, but they ain't much better than middle of the road, if anything else. So how far could they get up there into the middle of the pack? It's just ugly. I'm not going to panic, but I'm very disappointed in the way this season has started. I do not think they can make up 12, 13 games under 500 and beyond. I just don't think they're that good.
Yeah, you're not panicking, and obviously you're not overreacting. At the end of the day, we watched them last year. We watched them struggle at the beginning of the season. I think they started, 7-28?
9-24.
9-24, right? You go into before
they turned it around,
right.
I should say.
They turned around last year. They finished very strong. I think they finished 4 games under 500. Then they go out and they pay Javi Baez, they pay Tucker Barnhart, they pay Rodriguez. You get excited. They spent north of $200 million, like you said, and then they got worse. Like, you're looking at where they are now. I want to say they're worse than where they were last year. In terms this time last year, they have a worse record.
Absolutely.
The Cincinnati Reds were torn to shreds this year. They literally tore them down, just like they tore the A's down. And they have 6 wins.
And they scored 10 runs last night.
And the A's have 10 wins. So these are 2 teams that were stripped down to the nuts and bolts, and they are playing better than the Tigers. I'm sorry to say it, but it's over already. It's over. It
is 100% over. The Tigers season is over. They are playing for next year, and they're playing for their jobs. But I'm so disappointed by it. Because I can't remember a time other than every Lions season, to be honest with you, if I'm being totally honest with you. But I can't remember a time where I've had what I felt was legitimate expectations for a team, not to win the World Series, but to be in it, have a fun summer,
to be competitive
have
against
some
the playoff
moments
teams
where you feel like you're playing for something. And this season's already scrapped. I mean, they can't come back from this.
Yeah, and I think you will look at it differently. Like, if they went 3-2, 3-2, 3-2. With the Houston Astros, who we know is a damn good baseball club. If they went 3-2, 3-2, 3-2, but then in these other games they had some wins, they weren't necessarily sitting at 9 and whatever they're sitting at. They were sitting a little higher. You would say, okay, they are competitive, but they're not being competitive at all. And
they're 8-20.
And we understand, rebuilds, it happens like this. But last year, you saw the finish. You saw how hard they finished. And this was against playoff teams that they were beating towards the end of the season last year, some of them being at the top of their divisions and AL at the same time. You're excited. And then you go out and you add people to the roster, and it doesn't get better. I just wonder, it just seems like they don't have enough. Usually when you're working new guys into a team, where you're really trying to get new guys like Akil Baddoo, Torkelson, Riley Green, who's not playing right now, he's injured. But when you're trying to work these guys into a team and have them take over, be the team, you usually have enough guys that are veterans, enough guys that you can do that with. It just doesn't seem like the Tigers have those veterans outside of Miggy that can carry the load or that can help them. It just seems like all young guys and Miggy and Javi.
There is a crowd out there of people who will tell you that we all overvalued this team. I see Jack Harrington on our YouTube channel, and we appreciate everybody watching on YouTube. While you're there, go ahead and hit that like button for us and subscribe to Woodward Sports if you have not already. Just shy of 25,000 subscribers on YouTube. Ryan, you and Adam and other people overvalued this team. I disagree with that. I don't think we overvalued this team. They had 4 months of winning baseball last year. Guys coming into this year, Casey Mize. Now, I know he got injured, but pitching is not their problem right now. Tarek Skubal, a year under their belt. They threw $200 million plus towards the payroll. Got guys like Javier Baez as a huge free agent signing. Eduardo Rodriguez to go in their starting rotation to kind of solidify, be that veteran presence.
Andrew Chafin in the bullpen.
They have done so many good things, including the trade of Austin Meadows, in which we believe they fleeced the Tampa Bay Rays.
You don't know that yet, but they got a good player.
You've gotten the appearance of a fleece of the Tampa Bay Rays. Why wouldn't you be excited? They won 77 games last year. Why wouldn't you be excited to build on that? Maybe you can get to 85 wins this year. I think that would be a natural progression of this baseball team, and you just do not see it. I mean, it is miserable, these guys.
I appreciate that comment in the group chats there. I forgot what his name was, what he said, but I appreciate his comment. I don't know that we overvalued everything put together in terms of what you said, the finish last year, how they competed the last 4 months of last year, bringing in players that can help this ball club. Tucker Barnhart, obviously, you bring in Javi Baez, you bring in Rodriguez. So I don't think we overvalue that. Maybe there was an overvalue in the $200 million that was spent. Maybe who it was spent on. You look at Javi Baez. Now, Javi Baez, Golden Glove. We know that about him. He has a couple Golden Gloves. Great player. But are his best years behind him? Like, Javi Baez hasn't been the same player that he was 5 years ago. Javi Baez hasn't been that guy. That's why after we got Javi Baez, a lot of people still wanted Carlos Correa. A lot of people still were trying to see if that was a deal that can be done, because Carlos Correa is a guy they believe in. They know he's still in his peak. He's still in prime form. I think with Tucker Barnhart, nobody necessarily was over the top excited with Tucker Barnhart. He's a good player, but is he a great player?
He's a Gold Glove, no bat.
And that's what they need most is the bat. So I agree with that comment from that point. Maybe the $200 million that was spent, maybe it wasn't necessarily spent with guys that were coming in right away to take over the franchise and take you to that next level. Maybe
Javier Baez off to a slow start, batting .231 this year. You look at Candelario, big year for him, hitting 200. We thought Baddoo would take the next step. He's back in Toledo. He regressed. Tucker Barnhart, okay, batting .276, but not a very impactful
He's good behind
one.
The plate, though. Very good.
Jonathan Scope is a disaster this year. 147, that's his average. Austin Meadows has been okay for this team. It's just really ugly and very disappointing.
I've heard Austin Meadows' name
since the first week.
White Sox game.
Yeah,
he's still batting in the 270s.
Okay.
You don't have one player in this lineup. Well, I guess Harold Castro in minimal at bats, batting above 300, but that's it. That's all you have. We will break into our regularly scheduled program. I do want to let you all be aware of this. If the Tigers somehow score a run and scratch one across against the hapless Oakland A's, we will come in with breaking news and have that for you. We promise you will not miss it. If the Tigers score a run, we will absolutely let you know. We will also let you know who is coming to Fox.
Oh, my God.
In an incredible deal. One of the most lucrative television contracts of all time. We'll talk about Tom Brady, what his post-playing days will look like coming up.
It's just so funny. We were talking about yesterday on the show and said, hey, man, when are we going to be, like, when I get a chance to wake up and look and see that one of the Detroit franchises is in the first place, or they're tied, or you know what I'm saying, or they're over 500, or they're, like, when certain words matter. Like, I can't wait, and I'm going to keep saying that till it happens. That's going to be my mistake. I can't wait till certain words matter to Detroit fans. I give you an example. Playoffs. Playoffs doesn't matter to any team in Detroit. I can't wait till playoffs matter. I can't wait till All-Star matters. I can't wait till MVP matters. I can't wait till Pro Bowl matters. I can't wait till these words matter in Detroit sports again. I can't wait until I'm seeing a team that's over 500 on the Diamond in Comerica Park.
We'll get to all that next, but first a message from Cintron.
The summer of Cintron is here, and that's right. I was on the golf course today, so that lets you know that it is that close, but they want you to be a part of their summer, especially with that cranberry revival. Oh, it's so good. But anyway, guess what? They're also in Kroger's now. Make sure to pick up Cintron in Kroger's too for $4. As you're looking at it right now, that energy drink is amazing. They want to be here for the moment. So when you get a chance, go down to Kroger's, select Kroger's, give it a chance, be part of the moments, drink it, live it with Cintron.
At Wingsnob, staying humble's not our forte. We just have better wings. We're back at it again with our crispy golden brown fries and our famous boneless wings. Juicy, tender, hormone-free chicken. Your favorite signature sauces with no bone. Just when you thought Wingsnob couldn't get any better. Order online at wingsnob.com today. Wingsnob. We just have better wings.
Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
Hey gang, Woodward Sports, Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards. Guys, I want to talk to you about Tom Brady. Of all the jobs I thought he would take or do post-playing career, broadcaster was not one of them. I never thought that was a role that he'd be interested in. I always assumed owner. I always assumed something like that, or something bigger even, like non-football related. In the world of business. But this from the NFL on Fox, we are pleased to announce that immediately following his playing career, 7-time Super Bowl champion Tom Brady will be joining us at Fox Sports as our lead analyst. So whenever that playing career is over, and whether that's next year, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, Tom Brady will ink a 10-year, $370 million contract.
So before we get into that, first I have to give credit to Maz, because actually I said it in a group text. I gave you credit, but it was actually Maz that said that. Maz said that he was going to actually be on the desk somewhere when he finished, and I told Maz he was crazy. I said, you look at Tom Brady, you look at a John Elway type, not a guy that's going to be on TV doing analyst work. I see him owning a team. So Maz, I apologize.
Don't apologize.
You're 100% right about that. Here's a bigger question, and we'll start with that, Ryan. I phrase this to you. Why would Fox announce this now when they know it's still 365 days or a year? Because I assume Tom's only going to play one more. Why announce it now?
That's huge, because you're creating excitement. You're letting everybody know
they lost Joe
that
Buck.
You're serious. And you just lost Joe Buck and Troy Aikman.
There it is.
And many people believe you lost it over money, right?
Yep.
I mean, they go to Joe Buck and Troy Aikman go to Monday Night Football. Joe Buck makes $15 million a year annually now, and Troy Aikman makes $18 million annually now. And don't think it's because Fox wouldn't pony up the money. Those two between them, $33 million for both of them. Fox just ended up $37.5 million to Tom Brady alone.
Which leads me to believe that I'm right, man. They didn't pay those guys because they're not worth it. Troy Aikman and Joe Buck aren't worth it.
Yes, they are.
I'm not sold.
That's okay.
I'm not sold on Buck.
To each his own, man.
Or Aikman.
Well, you're worth what somebody's willing to pay for you, right? I mean,
in that case, I'm a Fox kind of guy.
Listen, this is what Fox wrote. Over the course of this long-term contract, Tom will not only call the biggest NFL games with Kevin Burkhardt, but will also serve as an ambassador for us, particularly with respect to client and promotional initiatives. So there you go. He's going to be handshaking a lot. He's going to be playing golf for these guys. He's going to be doing specials for these guys. He's going to be doing, he's going to be probably second in charge to Rupert Murdoch.
And if you guys think this is big money, and it is, right? It's big money, but this is television, man. This is television, and this is the NFL. Fox, NBC, CBS, ESPN, and Amazon. I'll give you a guess at how much they just paid the NFL this year to broadcast their games.
All of them combined?
All of them combined.
2 point?
2 point what?
It's only one number. It starts with a B.
5, I'll say.
$110 billion.
Whoops.
So when
Can I have my guess back?
Yeah. When you think about,
I misheard you.
When you think about what these networks are paying the NFL to broadcast their games, Fox, CBS, NBC, ESPN, Amazon paid the NFL $110 billion to broadcast NFL games. If you don't think they're going to go pay an announcer, whatever they got to pay an announcer, if you think that gives you an ROI, a return on your investment, that's what it is. Tom Brady is a return on investment. He'll make up that money in shaking hands and glad handling and playing golf with any sponsor.
Remember what NBC did with Drew Brees?
Yeah.
They told him, in 2 years when he's done, he's going to be joining us here at NBC. They did the same with Greg Olson. Greg Olson is not a superstar name, but Greg Olson went to Fox. Then he went back to the Panthers and played, or whoever he played with when he came back, maybe the Seahawks or something. Now he's back in the booth with Kevin Burkhardt. Now he's got a year or two with Kevin Burkhardt calling the big games, and then he's got to step aside again.
He'll find his level because, like you said, he is getting better. Something will pop for him. They make the money right back on sponsorship dollars and commercial dollars. Like literally, $2 million is what it would cost at the beginning of the playoffs, and each week it went up, and then the Super Bowl, obviously. So they'll make a ton of money getting that money back. But this is just what you see from quarterbacks, and the reason why Tom, joined the analyst broadcast with Fox is because quarterbacks spend so much of their career, whether it starts in high school and then obviously in the college ranks, and then you get to the NFL, they do so much preparation for games. Like, they're the guys that are always there. Quarterbacks get there early. Quarterbacks never leave. They're always there late. Some of them have cots in the facility or they sleep in the players' lounge. A lot of their wives are like, bring your butt home. He's like, no, I'm trying to make sure we're good for life, babe. But that's what you get to, man. When you're used to breaking a team down, breaking film down, breaking a study down, breaking down your wide receivers, learning where does my wide receiver like the ball, where's he going to come out of his break. When you're doing that like Tom Brady, like just think Michigan, 4 years at Michigan, 21 years in the NFL. That's 25 years. Damn, 25 years that he's used to breaking things down, and all of a sudden he stops and goes and sit down. That's why you see the quarterback position do it so well on the analyst desk. Look at even Peyton. Peyton said, I got to do something. Now he's doing the Manning's broadcast.
How much money can they get? You know, the Manning cast. How much money can they get out of ESPN now? I think you look at these contracts.
The verdict's
and you
not
got to say
out.
to yourself, absolutely. Heck, you could get $100 million if you're Peyton Manning and Eli Manning.
If you look at the cast of guys that they had on and women that they had on their broadcast, I think they did 10 episodes,
games.
And then they did one playoff game, so 11. So they did 11. Look at the people that they had on. The Rock was on there. Phil Mickelson was on there before he blew it. Marshawn, I mean, the list goes on. You're garnering those type of individual, hell, they can get paid.
Matt,
Not only that, it's his production company.
Yeah.
It's Omaha Production, so he's getting double dipped.
Maz, you're a huge announcer guy.
Yes.
And I do think Tom Brady will be really good at this. He'll be really good at this. But Tony Romo did change the game here. And I think Aikman is great. I think Aikman is as solid as they come. But Tony Romo changed the game when he's calling out plays before they happen.
He did that prior to – now he's settled in more now.
He has settled in.
Yeah.
But that first year he was with CBS –
he exploded.
Totally changed the game.
Yep, he changed the game. I'm a fan of Tony Romo's big time. I love him as a quarterback. I love him as an analyst. I love Troy Aikman as an analyst. A lot of people think Buck and him put you to sleep. To me, they just mean big game. I love them. They say less. I'm a Pat Summerall guy.
Yeah.
By the way, happy heavenly birthday to Pat Summerall.
Get out of here.
He's the best ever to have a microphone in front of him. Best ever. He said the least.
Yeah.
He said the most. All in the same words.
Braylon, this is a great question. GW the kid. It's a pretty good question. Why don't we hear many defensive guys in the booth? Because
Aqib Talib,
I love
I
Aqib
like
Talib,
him too.
and I'm not joking.
He's got great energy.
I am not joking. Aqib Talib, I want to be entertained when you broadcast a game. I don't care if it's baseball, basketball, football. Entertain me. It's one of the reasons why I loved Rod Allen so much. Rick Mahorn. I love these guys that sit there and will entertain you. We don't get a lot of that right now. Aqib Talib not only is insightful, but the way in which he broadcasts a game entertains me. Why don't we see many defensive players actually in the booth doing play-by-play? It seems like all quarterbacks and offensive guys.
First time I heard this question, so I'm coming off the cuff, so if it doesn't sound especially great right now, I'm going to work on this answer for the future. But I just think, what is the game about? It's about offense. Everybody cares about offense. Everybody wants to see points. So to get that offensive perspective, I think is what people mostly want to hear. Like when you listen to a Manning cast, like when Peyton's breaking it down and he's telling you why the receiver was here, why the quarterback looked here, like you love all that. When you're looking at any of the wide receivers break things down, I think another guy that does an amazing job, is as I say, he does a great job. Is Nate Burleson. Nate Burleson, Detroit. There you go. Shout out to Nevada University. But it's that offensive perspective that you want to hear from running backs. Like, what are you seeing on the offense side? With defense, it's kind of straightforward. Now, I don't want to undermine what they do on defense because it is precise. You got to learn some things, and you got to do your homework to know what guys like Tom Brady and Drew Brees are going to do against you. But on defense, see quarterback, hit quarterback. See wide receiver, check wide receiver. I think it's a little bit easier from the perspective in terms of this is what they do. We get it. They got to cover the wide out, blah, blah, blah. But on offense, how did he get open? What did he do? Why did you throw the ball in that particular window? Why didn't you run as opposed to pass on this down? In the Super Bowl, why did you not hand the ball off to Marshawn Lynch? Why did you throw the slant that got intercepted? I think the offensive perspective is more interesting to people versus defense.
Back in the day, the great Dick Enberg, Central Michigan, fire up chips, love him.
Yeah.
One of the best ever to do it. He had Merlin Olsen next to him, one of the greatest defensive players to ever play the game. They were on TV for 30 years together. So There are some great defensive guys that are out there.
But look what happened.
Jerry Benson names Chris Spielman. He was great when he did
He
games.
did a terrific job.
Absolutely true.
He was very good. It took, but that's one. Like, look what happens when you hire these guys. Here's Charles Woodson. There goes Charles Woodson. Here's Ray Lewis. There goes Ray Lewis because they're not good. You know why? From the offensive perspective, we know the defense. I can tell you what the defense is going to do. I can tell you what the defense is expecting to do against us in each situation. So from an offensive guy, especially a quarterback, he can tell you offense and defense. You don't need both. But a defensive player, he struggles to tell you defense and offense.
313-552-6322. 313-552-6322. Let us know if you want to get in on this subject or anything else. Will Tom Brady be worth the money at Fox Sports? Do you think he's going to be a good analyst? And why are so many offensive guys in the booth? Give us your take on that. 313-552-6322. And the NFL schedule leaks continue. We'll have more on that.
We'll have
next.
the whole schedule before it leaks.
Yes, but first, a message from Guardian Alarm. Guardian Alarm, they keep you safe and give you a peace of mind, whether you're at home or on the road. Their 24/7 local monitoring makes sure what is important to you is safe. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT for peace of mind. That number again, 1-800-STAY-OUT. Let them know Woodward Sports sent you. We'll be right back.
Stay out.
He's going deep, right side. Oh, that is Edwards out there. He goes up in the air at the goal line.
Hey, it's Braylon Edwards here, wanting to welcome the sports marketing agency to Woodward Sports Network, to the family. Glad to have you guys. For the last decade, the sports marketing agency has literally leveraged athletes around issues such as mental health and substance abuse.
Glad that we can finally start trying to get the stigma off of mental health that's been there for all these years.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
Yeah. Ryan Ermanni and Braylon Edwards here. Tom Mazawey along with us. We've got Fletch. We've got Sam Flannel. Sam, how we doing today, my friend?
I'm good. I'll be a lot better if the Tigers finally get a run, but it's looking real promising this inning.
I gotta ask you, forget about the Tigers for a second, Sam. I'm hot as hell in this studio right now. What about you in the flannel? How long can it continue?
Well, I actually just ordered some short sleeve flannels from Amazon, so that is my solution, and I will bring back the sleeveless one from time to time, but right now I am pretty hot.
So that's a thing.
That is definitely a thing.
We've got Fletch in the house as well. Intern Owen back there.
We
Fletch.
cut the sleeves off right now for you, Sam, if you want.
Fletch, how
There
we
you go.
doing? You can get the microphone up.
I didn't
on,
have the
Fletcher.
microphone up. I'm doing pretty good, guys. Hoping that the Tigers score with 3 on. Make me feel a little bit better about my favorite team.
Well, if they do, we'll certainly break in and report the breaking news as it becomes warranted. Braylon, the NFL schedule
Don't worry,
is
here comes a double play right
going
here.
to be released on Thursday. The slow leak continuing to come out, and
the
it has been revealed that on Christmas Day on CBS, the Broncos and the Rams will do battle, part of a triple header on Christmas Day as the NFL tries to take over from the NBA on Christmas Day.
I actually like this game. I mean, if you look at it, last year, the Seattle and Rams game, the first one is the game that Russell Wilson actually got hurt in. Actually, you can make the case that if Russell doesn't get hurt, because Matt Stafford wasn't playing very good in that game, so you can make the case that if they win that game, which they were looking to do, that Matt Stafford and the Rams don't win the NFC West. So it's going to be a good one. I mean, you get two quarterbacks that essentially did the same thing. They made the big trades, two first rounds. Go ahead, Ryan.
Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. A sack fly. The Tigers' 28 scoreless innings
Snapped.
is over. They have scored a run. Everybody, 1-0 over the Oakland A's right now in the top of the 5th inning. Yes, the top of the 5th inning, because even though they're playing at Comerica Park, the Tigers are the visiting team today. Just why I told you we would break in. They have ended it.
That's enough now.
Yeah, okay, we're done.
I love that as I'm sitting here analyzing two teams that are usually used to playing for the Super Bowl. Obviously, one team did win the Super Bowl last year, Matt Stafford. One team hoping to win the Super Bowl now with Russell Wilson. And we're sitting here cheering about a 28-inning hitting streak snap.
That's what
Shows
we're
you
doing.
Detroit sports. But just going back to it, I just think it's just fun to see that what the Rams did last year with Matt Stafford. They traded 2 first-round picks, get Matt Stafford, bring him out there to a team that's ready to win the Super Bowl. And that's what the Broncos are essentially trying to do this year with Russell Wilson. So to see them play against each other on Christmas, man, I tell you what, both of them have beautiful families. Both of them are great guys, but we're going to see who wins the shootout that night.
Maz, you got anything on the
yeah, I'm looking forward to the triple-header. It's also going to be on Nickelodeon, so they're going to be sliming. Nate Paulson
that was great.
will be on
Yeah.
that again. So it's on Nickelodeon and CBS. Iron Eagle's son calls it on Nickelodeon. The kid's good.
I did not know that.
The kid is good.
There is something about, and look, the NFL is king, I get it, but there's something about the NBA on Christmas Day to me that I really enjoy the NBA on Christmas Day. The NBA will take its biggest ratings dive of all time on Christmas Day this year.
NBA on Thanksgiving, NBA on Christmas, like it's just a feeling. It's like where it's supposed to be. You see the players, they all have different special shoes come out that day. Everybody, like KD is very known for his, Kyrie is known for his, Russell Westbrook, etc. That's the thing. The uniforms they do, the color rush sometimes they do, that's always the thing. And nobody pays attention to the NBA when it starts at the end of October. Nobody's watching NBA because it's all about the World Series and it's always all about the NFL season. Christmas Day is the first day that you realize the basketball season has even started. So I think that's what you get. You get the end of the football season, or towards the end of the football season, regular season, and then you get Christmas Day, and you seeing that uniforms, storylines from last year.
If you remember, last Christmas, it was the debut of the All Madden. Remember All Madden, that beautiful documentary on John Madden? And he passes away less than a week after that. So last year, Fox went after the NBA with football. Even though it was an offshoot of football, it was about John Madden and his wonderful career. But I'm looking forward to it. I love Thanksgiving for football, and I had family, of course. Football and family.
Football, food, and family.
That's it. And I love Christmas, obviously. It's one of my favorite days of the year. You add football to it, it's like, oh, just forget it.
In no particular order. Christmas Day this year, by the way, is it on a Sunday?
I think it is on a weekend. It's on a Saturday, I think.
It's on a Sunday.
Is it?
Yep.
Here's the downside. There's going to be a Christmas Eve game at night.
There's probably going to be several Christmas Eve games.
During the day. But there's going to be a primetime game, which I disagree with.
I actually like that because you could just have the game on during your family get-together.
I guess you can.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, instead of playing It's a Wonderful Life or whatever, Miracle on 34th
How about the Yule log?
The Yule log.
You put the Yule log on and
name your favorite Christmas movies. 313
Miracle on 34th Street.
Yeah.
Miracle on 34th Street. Hands down.
You know what's so great about like now knowing Maz. Maz is now my big brother, young uncle. Like Maz, my guy. I just know certain answers before I have to ask them. Like when you started off with name your favorite, I knew you were about to say Christmas movie, and I knew Miracle on 34th was going to be it for him. I knew it. I'm a Christmas Family Vacation, man.
I love that too.
Come on, man. Clark Griswold.
I love that too.
How could you not love Clark Griswold?
I love it. You know what else I love?
Randy Quaid.
You know another Christmas movie I love?
All of them.
Die Hard.
Oh yeah, we talked about this.
Although Bruce Willis says it's not a Christmas movie.
It is a Christmas movie.
I don't think it is either. But
I watch it on Christmas night when everyone leaves. I put on.
What
Die
holiday
Hard.
were they celebrating?
Well, they're celebrating
It's a
Christmas, but the
Christmas
movie
movie.
was released in July too.
know.
Like
I
it
know.
is. Well, that's a debate.
My favorite guy is the limo driver in the whole movie.
Speaking of Christmas
Love
movies, did you know? I was flipping around yesterday.
Yeah.
In National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation was like on AMC
Yeah.
or one of those things. I don't ever remember seeing it on like
Who knows?
non-Christmas time of year.
It's wacky tobacco nowadays. Like, man, you can do it whenever you want to, man. I watch Christmas movies in July. I'm part of that Christmas in July where you get a little antsy thinking about the holidays 6 months ahead. So
Do you still watch Rudolph?
no, I don't watch
I do
those.
it every year.
I still watch Rudolph.
Yeah,
I love
I got
Rudolph.
the young kids.
I mean, like after the holiday.
Oh,
Frosty,
yeah,
Frosty the Snowman.
Yeah.
Santa Claus is
Just
coming to
takes
town.
you back.
What do
right?
they call stop motion? Right, stop motion animation.
Yeah, claymation almost.
It's called stop motion animation. I think
It does take you back.
My kids look at that and they're like, what do you like about this, Dad? My kids That's what breaks my heart about my kids. They don't like that.
It's just too outdated for them.
They're very cringeworthy if you go back and watch some of that.
Oh, I watch them because my little guys like them.
Very cringeworthy. Yeah. Like if you look at it from an adult perspective, you're like, okay, I caught that joke.
Most of that stuff is. Have you ever seen Charlie Brown?
Yes.
Let me tell you about Charlie Brown Thanksgiving and Charlie Brown Christmas. It is shocking. Yeah. Like, I'm going to kill you, you blockhead. Yeah. I mean,
what's wrong with that?
If my kids went to school and said I'm going to kill you or told their friends in the preschool class, called them a blockhead,
PC I'd be culture, they'd be in the principal's office.
You're right.
What's wrong with blockhead?
You can't call anybody a name like that anymore.
I don't think it's blockhead, man. You skipped the most.
I'll kill you.
Thank you. You skipped the most important word in the sentence.
It's all fun.
Who cares about blockhead?
Those would be called trigger words these days, Maz.
Go to hell.
You can't be
doing that. Go to hell.
I just think we live in a tough day and age, man. You saw what happened last year. Okay, what happened in you know where. So then when you run to school talking about I'll kill you, like they take that a little bit more serious than when we were growing up.
Either way, go watch a Charlie Brown and see if that does not, kind of jog in your memory. So you're like, damn, this is allowed? Either way, it's fine. I'm no prude at all, trust me. But you watch it and you apply it to today's cancel culture and all that stuff. I can't believe they allow it on the air. Hey, I wanted to do a little college football next if I can, guys, okay?
Okay.
So we talk about this a little bit. It's in terms of the NIL. Will we start seeing players skip their NFL draft eligible year? And I'm not going to say skip their senior year, because you see a player like Will Anderson Jr.,
right.
He's going to be a junior this year, and he'll probably be maybe the number 1 pick in the draft, maybe a top 3 pick if nothing else. Should he play college football? That's a question that's being discussed. I'd like your answer next.
Essentially, Penei Sewell did the same thing.
Penei Sewell essentially did it during COVID, so we'll talk about it next. But first, a message from Sticker Genius.
Sticker Genius is the official sticker partner of Woodward Sports. When it comes to stickers and signage, think Sticker Genius. Sticker Genius covered the Planet Fitness studios and all their beautiful Planet Fitness and Woodward Sports wall covering, and they did it in less than a day. If you visit their website at stickergenius.com, you'll see they offer window graphics, wall graphics, custom stickers, and so much more. For all your sticker and signage needs, visit stickergenius.com.
Hi, I'm Kay Cunningham. Working with Hall Financial to purchase my first home was easier than I could have ever imagined. They treated me like family from start to finish. Find out for yourself at callhallfirst.com.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Springtime is here, and it is time for Gypsy Vodka. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Gypsy Vodka, Michigan's own gluten-free product, is so amazing. Also now, Moscow Mule in the can. They're trying to make it easy for you, more convenient for you. That's because it's corn distilled 6 times using artesian spring water. That is why it is so smooth and goes down well with anything. Go down to your liquor store by now. Ask for them by name. Gypsy Vodka, Adam and Mike, you guys got this one right. But if you're going to drink, remember to always drink responsibly.
Guys, I thought this was an interesting column on ESPN.com a couple of days ago, and it's in regards to college football players skipping a year, taking a year off, getting ready for the NFL draft, and going to be preparing yourself to go into the draft and play for your NFL team. Why the debate around opting out to prepare for the NFL draft has never been louder. And it's never been louder because we have seen more and more success from doing that. And just a couple of names for you. Micah Parsons opted out, 12th overall pick. Penei Sewell opted out. Now, granted, these were COVID years, but still proves...
They use COVID as an excuse.
Proves that you could take the year off, you can get yourself ready for the draft, and you can perform at a Pro Bowl caliber level. Yeah. That's what these players have done. Jadeveon Clowney was the number 1 overall pick, took the year off.
Nick Bosa essentially.
Absolutely. Got injured and then said, you know what, the hell with it.
Yeah, his father was like, nah.
So there are a number of college football players. Bryce Young, we look at. C.J. Stroud, we look at. Will Anderson Jr., we look at. Will Anderson probably would have been the number 1 pick this year had he been able to be eligible to be drafted into the NFL. But he was only a sophomore. So, Braylon, I'm curious to hear your take on this because we really discussed it with Kayvon Thibodeau, where I felt, and granted, he was the number 5 overall pick in the draft, so it's not like he fell with this drastic slide. But I do think one of the knocks on him was that he didn't make a decision. It was kind of like a tweener.
Yeah.
I want to play
1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Yes.
1 foot in, 1 foot out. Yeah, you're 100% right. And with that being said, I think the big thing with that is a lot of people may have wanted to do this in the past, but way before they were starting to do this, is everybody wanted to be a team guy. Like, you want to finish the season now. It's only right. I go to college. These are my brothers. I'm always there with my brothers. Like, brother, team. So you don't want to be the guy. You don't want to be the guy that sits out to the season. Yeah, I'm sitting out the season, but I have eligibility. I'm not playing. And people start to ask the question like, well, why isn't he playing? Or, dang, that's selfish. Or why would he leave his brothers? And he signed up to do a certain thing, and now he's not finishing it. I think that conversation is now, they don't have to worry about having that because kids don't feel that way. Like, these current players in college football don't feel that way. They're like, hey, look, go get your money.
Right.
Hey, whatever you need to do to get your money, look, man, we understand you're our brother. If they have you rated the number 1 player, the number 10 or whatever, and you don't want to, hey, we understand it. We feel you. We're not mad at you. We're with you. I think now that it is acceptable by coaches, it is acceptable by your fellow teammates, your brothers, I think now that's why you're seeing guys that are going to do this more and more often because, oh, cool, you guys are cool with it. You guys accept it. I appreciate that. I'll train up here with you guys. I'll be here. But, know this. I'm number 1 overall next year. Yeah. Isn't that the goal? Like, the goal in, like, when you go to college, yeah, you want to win a national championship. Yeah, you want to win a conference championship.
Heisman Trophy.
Like, yeah, you want to win individual awards, Heisman, the Biletnikoff, the Remington, the Lombardi, and the list goes on. But the guys that can really play, like Will Johnson Jr. out of Grosse Pointe South, what's the real goal? It's to get to the NFL. And if you're telling me I've already accomplished that goal, you already have me ranked in the top 10 moving on next year's draft or the top 25 or the first round, I've accomplished that goal. I'm good.
All right, so you say you're okay with a player sitting out. Now, what if they're a big-time NIL player? Do they still get their money? Why should they get paid if they're sitting out?
Well, that would be something that they would have to work out on their own, but I do think the NIL helps keep players like that in college.
Correct, but you got to play for
them but you've got to play, sure.
Yeah.
You can't just sit out. But I do think the NIL now, and we've seen it with Hunter Dickinson in basketball, that allowed Hunter Dickinson to come back to the University of Michigan. Without NIL, he probably puts his hat in the NBA draft and takes a swing on himself.
And the kings of college football now, you're going to start seeing a change at the top because we've talked about Jimbo Fisher and Texas A&M and teams like that are now going to the top of the list here because they got the most money to pay out. That sure looks that way at least.
Speaking of which, let's put that up. Schools with the best NIL opportunities, okay? Look at this list. So this list right here, keep it up for a sec, Fletch, because I want you to look at it. I want you to see it. I want you to ingrain it in your mind because 2 or 3 years from now, this is what the top 25 is going to look like. This is what the college football playoff is going to look like. And ultimately, the outlier there to me is Nebraska at 2.
Yeah.
I do think somebody will surpass them, maybe not. But Nebraska, when they start getting good again, this is why. Texas A&M is now the number 1 team in the state of Texas. For how long? I don't know. They have the best NIL deal, Braylon. And if you look at it,
Baylor.
You've got number 10, Oklahoma, the coach there, traded in number 10 for number 5.
Yep.
Not bad.
Lincoln Riley went
Not
from
bad at all.
Oklahoma.
And 5 would be one.
Get
Five
upgraded to 5.
would be too soon.
5 will be too soon.
Yeah.
The guy at number 14, Brian Kelly, his Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Family.
He traded up for number 6 on this list, LSU. Michigan State is here at number 19. Michigan better get going at 21. But look who's at 3. And look who's at 2. If you're Michigan and Michigan State, you are worlds away from Nebraska and Ohio State.
Leave this list up here for me, Fletch. You know what I see when I look at this list? Okay, this is what I see when I look at this list. I look at Texas A&M, and I'm just talking about, let's just look at the top 10. Okay, let's just look at the top 10. When I look at the top 10, Texas A&M, Nebraska, Ohio State, Tennessee, SC, LSU, Oregon, the U, gotta say it right, Bama, and Oklahoma. You know what screams at me? All of these institutions were under probation at some point in the last 30 years. All these schools have been accused of being dirty for the past 30, 40 years. That's what I see when I look at. So the reason why they're number 1 in NIL, because goddamn it, they were already doing it. They were already doing it.
30. Look at the last 15.
They were,
cut that in half.
And that's why they were already doing it. So that's why they got the jump on there. Ohio State, probation after Terrell Pryor. Nebraska, probation after Tom Osborne, Tommy Frazier. Texas A&M, damn near on probation right now. Tennessee, they were on probation after they won. It wasn't Peyton Manning. It was T. Martin. T. Martin, Peerless Price. They went on probation. SC. Which time did they go on probation? The U.
They're the Kings.
And the list goes on. The U. So when you look at the top 10, it can be very deceiving because these guys were already cheating along the way. They just now can do it legally.
I'm just shocked that where Nebraska is, to be perfectly frank.
Me too.
What are they offering? Tractors to players? I mean, is Ricky Rowe coming out of Nebraska?
Well, the one thing about this list as well, and this is why you've got coaches leaving and wanting to leave. And I know it's a different sport, but you can't tell me that Jay Wright at Villanova didn't leave because of NIL. You'll never convince me that Jay Wright retired but is open to the NBA because of anything other to do than with the NIL.
He can't compete. Villanova is listen. They're what do you call them? The blue bloods. Now they are a blue blood in terms of the fact
they're blue collar.
True. They're both. They're one of the rare schools too. So they're 4 national champions, I believe, in the history of them. But they're a small school, not a lot of money. And now you got to go against guys that you go against the juggernauts, the Kentuckys, the Dukes of the world that are just paying players that have NIL deals, that are mega powerhouse, that are big money schools. You can't keep competing with that. No. Like Jay Wright runs a program where we're going to bring you in. We're going to coach you up. We're going to make sure you go to school. And we're going to do that and turn you into a 3-4 year really good player, much like Tom Izzo, okay? Going to turn you into a really good player. Then nobody's leaving early at Villanova. Nobody's going to. So that's why it struggles for him. That's why he's winning championships once every 5-6 years, because it's taking his players to cycle through to get back to that point where they can be a really good team.
And again, Bray, to me, it's the reason why Jim Harbaugh wanted an NFL job is not because he doesn't like what he's doing at Michigan. It's because NIL and the will to compete. You'll regardless of what Jim Harbaugh says and regardless of what happened and how it all played out, he doesn't want to do this NIL deal as much as the next guy. The reason why Juwan Howard, I think, would eventually entertain NBA jobs and leave Michigan, you got to have a structure. These coaches want to coach, and they like recruiting and stuff like that, but they don't want to start doing numbers. You've got to have you need an
NIL committee.
Yes, you need a protocol in place, like you have a compliance department, like you have an academic department. You need an NIL department, and the universities that understand this quicker will be better for it. And they'll have much better
opportunities. Coach, how much money can I make?
think,
well, I'm going to send you down to room 480. You can talk to Professor Edwards. Professor Edwards is going to take care of that.
Definitely,
for you.
And Professor Edwards will get you tight. I think another thing is, when you look at Jim Harbaugh, like why he once, was flirting with leaving, or you look at Jay Wright, who's retired, is, man, look, a lot of these kids now, they don't have that fight. A lot of these kids, man, they give up too quick.
Sure.
They don't want to fight to be the guy. They're like, now that you have this transfer portal, everybody's like, well, you know what? They're not playing me. They're doing me wrong up here, man. It's not right how they're doing me. It's not fair. I'ma just leave. Like, and coaches, you're like, damn, he was gonna be a really good player for me next year. Like, I had a spot for him. I had it set up for him. Where he was gonna, get into it this year a little bit. Now guys are like, no competition, no aggression. The hell with it. I'll just transfer somewhere. Coaches are like, it's a bunch of soft kids out here nowadays.
Guys, we'll get into some NBA top of hour number 2, but next I want to stick with the NFL for a second. The quarterbacks under the most pressure coming up next year. Dan Orlovsky.
Do we know anybody on that list?
Has a list. We know a lot of people on that list, none of which who reside here in Detroit, but we'll do that coming up next. Ermanni and Edwards.
But first, a message from MyBookie.
That's right. Who are you going to play tonight, right? We got some more NBA games coming out.
Do it.
NHL Stanley Cup. Did you watch last night? Unbelievable
Calgary.
finish. And the Grizzlies and Warriors game. Calgary playing out there. And, they played in Dallas. That is a great looking matchup. When you watch that hockey game, the beautiful bright green of Dallas, the red and gold of the Flames. It is your eyes are loving it. And get on MyBookie right now and get your bets in, especially if you're a first-timer. Use the promo code Woodward. They'll double your first deposit all the way up to $1,000. That's right. Use the promo code Woodward on MyBookie.com, MyBookie.ag. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Hey, bet the Tigers live right now. You never know what's going to happen. If you have a gambling problem, which I don't, call the Michigan Gambling Hotline, 1-800-270-7117.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Hey gang, want to tell you about Wingsnob, fresh, juicy, hormone-free chicken. Wingsnob has the best traditional wings. Try out those signature sauces, Jamaican jerk or lemon pepper. Wings taught to perfection in any sauce you pick. When the wings are this good, you're allowed to be a snob. Order online, look for a location near you. Wingsnob.com, wingsnob.com. We just have better wings. Jonathan Scope, homer, just hit a home run. You don't see many of those anymore.
Was it a solo shot, of course?
Yeah, solo shot to lead off the, not lead off, but just in the sixth. 3-0 Tigers, sixth inning.
I feel like everybody that we brought up and said wasn't playing good heard us and said
good.
Because Tucker Barnhart got on base, and I'm saying right when we said that he made bases loaded.
He actually tried to sacrifice bunt, and the A's misplayed it. That's how he got on.
Hey, it's better to be lucky sometimes.
Skubal pitching a two-hit gem, as they'd say.
Gem. Against the 4A.
You said Scope, and here's Scope with a bomb.
We're a 4A team as well.
Yeah, we are, no doubt. That's what it looks like right now.
They should play this game in Toledo.
Mud ends.
Guys, Dan Orlovsky, our good friend, your good friend, everybody's good friend, put up a list of the quarterbacks under the most pressure coming up in 2022-2023. He's got Dak Prescott, Aaron Rodgers, Tua Tagovailoa, Jalen Hurts, and Zach Wilson of the New York Jets. There is one quarterback on here to me that is far and away the top guy, and that's Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, I think, has the most to lose this season because he ran off the most talented wide receiver in all of the NFL, in Devontae Adams. Ran him off for whatever reason, whether it's his personality or whether it's the contract, whatever the case may be. And Matthew Stafford has more fourth quarter comebacks in the playoffs than Aaron Rodgers. As many. Equal the amount of playoff fourth quarter comebacks as Aaron Rodgers. I think Aaron Rodgers' legacy has taken a major hit at his ineptitude in the postseason. I know Dallas is really bad, and Dak Prescott, and they're America's team, and everybody's on Dak, and fine. Aaron Rodgers is one, everybody else not even close.
I like this list, and I think everybody's on it for different reasons. I think Jalen Hurts is a guy that the Eagles, they like to a certain extent, but they're not they're not absolved from removing him next year if he doesn't work out. So I think he's playing for his job this year. He deserves to be on that board. You bring in A.J. Brown, the other side, Devontae Smith. Now you got, Goddard over there too, as well as tight end. Show me something. You got Miles Sanders, who played well in there when he was healthy last year, running back from Penn State. Show me something, Jalen Hurts. So with that being said, he's playing for his job. Tua won 7 games out of 7. He loses to 8 to go to the playoff. Played very well in there. You add Tyreek Hill. You add Raheem Mostert. Raheem Mostert adds to that running game. Now you got a fast team along with Jalen Waddle. Those guys are all 4-3 guys. Those guys can play. They put a ton of weapons around them. You got to show me to it. Like, everybody was trying to get rid of you. Everybody was trying to remove you. Everybody said that you're the guy that can't get the ball down the field. Well, we believe in you. We spent all this money for Tyreek Hill. Secretly, we believe in Tyreek Hill more than you. But you got to show me something. He should be on that list. Aaron Rodgers, for the reasons you named. Not his career, his legacy. Because when you talk about him earlier, over the last 5 years, it's been very cavalier, take that back, very casual. It's like, oh yeah, he's the best player, he's the best thrower of the football, this, that, and the third. But slowly but surely, you start to watch the playoffs. Another loss in the first round, another loss in the divisional round, another loss in the NFC Championship, another time where you had a lead in the NFC Championship and gave it up, another loss at home in the NFC Championship. Now you're starting to affect the legacy. Yeah, we know that you're a great regular season quarterback. We know that you're back-to-back MVPs. We know that you've done that, 4-time MVP winner, if I'm correct. But you don't do it in the playoffs.
No.
So his legacy is on the line this year. And, oh, by the way, you run off Devontae Adams. We saw what you've done holding the franchise hostage for the past 2 years. Like, you got to show. And, by the way, we gave you $150 million. You got to do something. Dak's not in trouble because he's not good. But at the end of the day, Jerry Jones is very loyal to his quarterbacks. I mean, it took him forever. They tried to get him to get rid of.
He's not good.
Well, when I say not good, I'm talking about in terms of the contract that he's got. He hasn't proved it. Like, every time he's had a chance to prove it, he can't win in those moments. Like the game, obviously, I don't want to put all that game on him last year when they lost to the 49ers. The infamous got down there, didn't have enough time, couldn't clock it. But that play right there, man, that's just another blunder along the Dallas Cowboys playoff, like their record. But now he's a part of that. Losing in the playoffs, now he's a part of that. Losing big games during the season. So now he's struggling to win that game to like really to validate the pay that he got. To validate him being paid. But we know Jerry Jones isn't going away from the quarterback. He stuck with Tony Romo forever. He's a very loyal guy. So that's why I say he's not on the firing block, because Jerry Jones is still loyal, him and his son. And then last but not least, Zach Wilson. I like that he put Zach on there.
I don't like that.
I don't like it. That's what I was going to come and say.
I'm going to tell you why I like it. The reason why he put it on there is not because he struggled as a rookie, as a lot of rookies quarterbacks struggle, especially when you don't have necessarily the weapons. You saw last year was a struggle, but their weapons struggled last year. Corey Davis was awful. The team was bad. But now you draft Breece Hall, you draft Garrett Wilson, you put him on the opposite side of wide receivers and the running back that you do have. They're giving him a reason not to have any excuses to be successful. So that's why I like why he put him on there, because now you don't have any excuses. So got to do something this year. Got to show me, because he was a number 2 pick overall. Yeah. And you didn't see number 2 pick overall with the exception of one throw last year. The infamous throw where he threw it over 2 guys and was touchdown on the right sideline. That was an amazing throw. Outside of that throw, you didn't see number 2 overall. So now you have some weapons. We'll see it.
I would take off, and I want to give Southpaws Labs credit for this one on the YouTube chat. I would take off Zach Wilson, and I'd put up Kyler Murray. I think Kyler Murray this is a make or break year for that young man, Maz.
Well, that's how I was going to say. I didn't look at YouTube, but Kyler Murray is on my list. He is on the list because of the actions that he has taken in the offseason, playing the game of the social media, taking the Cardinals off, being quiet. Then his agent comes out and says, hey, Kyler Murray deserves this, this, and that. And then Kyler Murray says, oh, no, I want to win a Super Bowl with the Arizona Cardinals. So he's got pressure on him, this guy. They signed another, and I forget there's so many Browns going around. What Brown did they sign, wide receiver-wise?
A.J. Brown.
They got A.J. Brown.
No, you talking about the Cardinals?
Yeah, the Cardinals.
They got Hollywood Brown.
Hollywood Brown.
They got Hollywood Brown on one
Brown.
end, and you got the PED master on the other end. He's going to be down for 6 weeks.
As well as you bring back A.J. Green. A.J. Green re-signed with them. Rondale Moore.
He's 100 years old.
He's getting up there. You're very right about that. The only reason why I don't have him on there is because he's getting paid this year. Like, he's about to get a new deal. So he's technically, if you're getting a brand new deal, you're not going to be under any type of pressure that year. So that's why I wouldn't have, and I guarantee you that's why Dano doesn't have him on here, because he's about to get paid.
Was Lamar Jackson on this list?
I was just going to tease that for the next segment. No. But I was going to tease that for the next segment.
Once again, Lamar.
We love him.
Yeah.
I love Lamar Jackson.
And that's what I'm saying. He's about to get paid.
Maybe.
Is he, though?
They said it.
I wouldn't take the field. I wouldn't take the. I got to take a break. I want to talk about Lamar Jackson. I would not take the field this year if I'm Lamar Jackson without a new deal.
Me too.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Part of what they're saying. Go ahead. We'll wait and bring it back. We'll wait and bring it back.
But first, a message from SMA.
The Sports Marketing Agency helps spread awareness about mental health as well as substance use disorder. The Sports Marketing Podcast, this is the F word and F word standing for fentanyl, is a podcast that addresses just that, mental health as well as addiction, telling you how to get help, how to go, where to go to get help. That's what we want you to know. TheSportsMA.com is the place you can go to get all types of questions regarding these matters. TheSportsMA.com.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Hour number 2 of the program. Thanks so much for being along with us. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazawey, Sam Flannel, Fletch in the house, Woodward Sports Network. The takeover continues, everybody. We've got Adam and Terry and Maddie in the morning, Neil Rule and Darren McCarty and Spence Daddy in the afternoon.
Stick was there today.
Stick in the house.
Oh, man, Stick.
The Woodward heavyweights. I mean, we got Iafrate on hoops, Sean Murphy, Woodward Pistons, Woodward Tigers, our Rogelio Castillo. Are you kidding me?
It's
We're
over.
coming, baby.
It's over.
It's over.
It's over.
Yeah, K-Dub.
We got don't forget Woodward Bets.
Oh, yeah, Woodward Bets. Can't leave those guys out for sure. Scotty G, Detroit
Man.
Beastie,
Beer, Kelly.
Kidding me? Don't be fooled, everybody. We are here and we are coming. Woodward Sports Network just shot of 25,000 subscribers on YouTube. We certainly appreciate all of your participation. Hopefully, we are, making you guys happy throughout this whole thing. Either way, I got stuck there. What are you going to do? Screw me. I've been on the air for 7 hours today. Cut me some slack.
To Lamar Jackson.
You know who you are? You're like the Truman Show.
Yeah, right. I don't even know what's happening. I did 5 hours of television and 2 hours of this. So
what's happening is we're talking about Lamar Jackson.
I'll shut up here. Lamar Jackson. I would not take the field this year without a new contract signed, sealed, and delivered. Pay that man.
This is two things. The first thing is I agree with you 100%. I agree with you 100%. In fact, I wouldn't have took the field last year without a deal. If I'm being 100% honest, this year for sure, I wouldn't take the deal. Take the field without a deal. He's already won MVP. He's already been in the playoffs 4 times. He had a lot of injuries last year on that team. I mean, hell, if they don't have tons of injuries on that team, but let's not play that game. But this is what I'm hearing from inside sources close to the Baltimore Ravens. So this is legit information. They've offered Lamar Jackson the deal. You know he represents himself. Like,
not a good idea, I don't think,
He represents himself. He doesn't have an agent.
He wants all the money.
It's not even that. He's one of those individuals, and they're rare. They're a very rare breed where he doesn't feel as though necessarily he's done enough. He doesn't feel as though he's earned like the 40, 50, $60 million deal, that big deal. He doesn't feel that way. So people close to him are trying to get to him and talk to him and say, hey, look, like, come on, like, let them pay. Like, it's time, like, to do a deal, like, blah, blah, blah. And people were, like, in his ear, giving him good advice. And he's like, I don't know. I got to see how it plays out. I got to see how I feel when I get to, I guess, August or July.
I'm shocked hearing this.
Yeah, I tell you, it's very rare.
I'm shocked hearing this.
It's very few individuals.
I like him even more now.
I knew you were going to say that. It's very few individuals that act and operate this way. But, for him, he has one of those mechanisms where it's, I haven't done enough. I want to be better. Like, I want to win a playoff. I feel like I lost this game. So I think that's where he is. It's not the Baltimore Ravens, from what I'm being told.
Well, if that's the case, I think he's giving himself bad advice.
That's great. That's great info.
And that is why you need somebody to represent you in these negotiations, to tell you you're wrong when you're wrong. Because I understand that's how he feels, but that's not good business.
Yeah, I agree.
You get your money as soon as you can get your money, and you get as much of it as you possibly can. Because the minute you get yourself injured, the minute you lose a couple of playoff games in a row, the minute you go 3, 4, 5 years without winning a playoff game, you know what's going to happen? The ability to maximize how much money you can make is going to go down and down and down and down. And so whether... if somebody says you're worth $60 million, you know what you're worth?
75.
$60 million. Yeah. Because they're willing to pay that to you. If somebody says you're worth $10 million, you know how much money you're worth?
15.
$10 million. Because that's the amount of money you are only worth what somebody is willing to pay for.
Yeah, and also you see it with Lamar Jackson. We saw it last year. You see it with the running quarterback, the athletic quarterback, the quarterback that, we marvel over the speed. We marvel over athletic ability early on in their career. And then later on in their career, we're telling them, like, see, they should have got down. They should have went out of bounds more. They shouldn't have been running as much. Because that's what we do. That's what we do as fans. That's what we do in media. You hype up something, but behind it, you're like, man, they shouldn't run that much. But when they run, it's like, man, that boy can run. He's fast. That's what you're seeing with him last year. Like, just look at last year. Like, you saw it happen with Cam Newton. You saw it happen with RG3 early in his career, his first year. Start to get hit a little bit more. Start to do dumb stuff like flipping the end zone and injure yourself. You start to take a couple more shots. Look at Russell Wilson. Russell's starting to take a couple more shots. That's why you see him get hurt against the Rams last year. He was hurt 2 years before that. So now he's in that space where we've saw how many games did Lamar miss last year? 3, 4 games. Like, now you're starting to look at it from the Ravens perspective. And now this is, to your point, how he's hurting himself. Because they're looking like, man, he missed 4 games. He's played, 4 seasons, 5 seasons. He started adding that up and doing the math. Now that's dropping dollars. That arrow's going down as they're having that conversation. He's got to get his money now, because who knows what's going to happen. And let's say he doesn't get paid before the season starts. It'd be one of the dumbest moves ever, next to maybe the Saints and Ricky Williams.
And what happens with Kyler Murray, Bray? We were talking about his contract status. I mean, I don't know how
they're negotiating.
I don't know how you pay him. I really don't know how you pay Kyler Murray.
You know how you play him? Because if you're a franchise like the Cardinals, right, you got a lot of good pieces. You got a lot of good pieces going on for you. You add Marquise Brown, obviously, and so you got some good stuff going. Just look at that draft this year. Like, you're talking about, I don't know who's the next quarterback, or we'll have to move on from him. Look at this draft this year. Kyler Murray would have been number 1 pick in this draft.
No doubt.
Kyler Murray would have been next year. Kyler Murray would probably be the number 1 pick in the draft. So you got to look at the positive. One, you're not going to find another Kyler Murray like that in terms of the draft. You just aren't. And then he's been to the Pro Bowl twice. He's only been in the league 3 years. So, yeah, there have been some bad times, but he's made the Pro Bowl twice. And you're not going to find another Kyler Murray. So pay that man and get this thing rolling.
But that last year in the playoffs, that was a horrible game.
But the team as a whole looked bad.
And actually, I think he's looked really bad without DeAndre Hopkins.
Oh, there's not a question. And he was playing hurt most of the year.
Well, Matt Stafford looked pretty terrible without Calvin Johnson. And the list goes on.
I know you got to see. This is where franchises get in trouble, though.
Right.
Really, because Kyler Murray, to me, is a perfect example of a guy you win with, not a guy you win because of. And those are two different things, because when you needed Kyler Murray to step up for you and be the quarterback you needed to win because of, he couldn't do it without DeAndre Hopkins.
Well, first of all,
he looked lost.
First of all, he's the best wide receiver in the NFL. So tell me Joe Montana without Jerry Rice, Steve Young without Jerry Rice, and the list goes on. So let's not
I get it.
So let's
I
not
understand that aspect.
So let's not play that game. Also, if you want to go that route, who also was injured in December when they went 0-6 or 1-5? Let's start here. James Conner was injured. Chase Redman was injured. DeAndre Hopkins was injured. The J.J. Watt didn't play in December at all. They were missing a ton of superstars. And out of the players I just named, 3 of those are Pro Bowl players. Our Pro Bowl player. So it wasn't just him. So that's why you got to take a step back. Not to mention, once again, he is the best wide receiver. He and Devontae Adams. So you really got to look at it that. But with that being said, he definitely had some moments where you're looking at him and you're scratching your head, especially if you're the Cardinals and look at their coach like, damn, is he really the guy? He did have some moments like that, I will agree, but got to take a
when you look at these quarterbacks, Bray, if you extend Kyler Murray, you got to give him $40 million.
Right.
If you extend Jared Goff, you got to give him $40 million. That's just what you have to do. So you're going to be paying middle of the road to above average quarterbacks north of $40 million. That's a hard way to win in the NFL.
I don't think you have to pay Jared Goff $40 million. Now
okay, 35.
Now, maybe even not that, but yes, Kyler Murray, you're going to have to pay for it because he's one of those newer school players, newer school quarterbacks with all the intangibles, the running, I get it, etc. It's a tough one. That's why I'm glad I'm not a GM or an owner, but I mean, I do understand both sides. I just think with the Kyler Murray on one side, they were winning some games with him early on when everything was there, like when everybody was clicking, and you're used to having the best wide receiver, used to having a guy in J.J. Watt on the defensive side, used to having a couple of those intangible pieces. People start getting hurt around December. You know how the NFL works. People start getting hurt around December, man. Things change and people take advantage. And Kyler, one thing you can say was he was durable. What? So,
anything to add there, Monty?
I got something. I got a little something side note on that. Because you said Kyler Murray would have been the #1 quarterback taken this year. Well, someone asked Pete Carroll, why didn't you guys take a quarterback in the draft with the Seahawks? And then why didn't you bring Baker Mayfield here? And here's what he said. You can put up the graphic. He believes that Drew Lock would have been the top quarterback taken in this year's NFL draft. Drew Lock, maybe he didn't get a fair shake in Denver. I don't know. Maybe Braylon, can Pete Carroll and the Seahawks resurrect this kid's career?
First of all, can they resurrect Pete Carroll? Pete Carroll's the oldest coach in the NFL, and we've been
watching.
And he's starting to act it though with comments like that. Also, just look at the move with Jamal Adams, like that. How the Jets fleeced Pete Carroll, and that was the year that Pete Carroll took over general managing, and he was able to do both. First year doing double duties, and you make a deal like that. So I'm starting to see that Pete might be time to move on from you. I think what this is, you're just gassing yourself up. Like, you don't have a quarterback. You didn't believe in the quarterbacks in the draft, so you didn't want to pick up one of these guys. You didn't go out and get a quarterback. You don't want Baker Mayfield. So you're like, the hell with Baker Mayfield. We don't want to bring that energy out to our locker room when we're rebuilding anyway. So you know what the best thing to do? Let's give this guy Drew Lock some confidence. Let's tell the media, you know what? The reason why we didn't go after quarterback is because he's the guy. We believe that he would have been the first quarterback in this draft. So now Drew Lock, he sees that. He's watching TV, and he's doing whatever he's doing on the golf course or whatever out in Seattle. And he's like, oh, that's how they feel about me? Time to get to work. Now I'm going to the facility. Now I'm getting to work, and now I'm going to try to play outside myself because my coach believed in me.
I'm going to tell you why there's some hope for a guy like Drew Lock. And then, Braylon, I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm going to ask you, besides Rex Ryan, who was the best coach you ever played for? Because you're mentioning Pete Carroll and Jim Harbaugh and all these guys, Romeo Crennel. Don't tell me now. I want you to tell me who the best coach. Who the best coach was that you played for in the NFL. A head coach.
Okay.
Best head coach in the NFL. I'm going to tell you why Drew Lock has a chance in Seattle. I'll do that next. But first, the message from the Fulling Warehouse.
You can get down to the Fulling Warehouse, Braylon, in Hamtramck, Michigan. That's right. The Fulling Warehouse, my two favorite games. Football and bowling. Thank you, Coach. Football and bowling. Chris Hutt, the inventor, he will be there, and he will show you all the ways to win and have some fun at Foaling. It's an awesome game. 2 ways to play. $12 that'll cost you to walk in. You can stay there all day. Unlimited open play all darn day long, or a private lane reservation, 10 or 12 of your closest friends.
You know me and Ryan are still the champs,
reservations. Right? You are the champs. You did have a bye, though. That only costs you $120. You get to keep it for 2 hours. Bring your own food in. Have it delivered. Over 100 beers they offer at the Foaling Warehouse. Multiple full bars as well. Get your Foal on. Check them out at foalingwarehouse.com.
Cintron is the official energy drink of the Red Wings, proud partners of the Detroit Pistons, and exclusively served at Little Caesars Arena. If you're looking for premium ingredients, long-lasting energy, balanced hydration, essential vitamins, and great taste, Cintron is your top choice. Strawberry Fest is back at Big Boy. We brought back some of the classic breakfast items like the strawberry French toast, hot cakes, and waffle. If you're not feeling breakfast, try our new strawberry bacon chicken wrap, crispy chicken wrap, nacho wrap, or strawberry salad. The perfect recipe for springtime. And don't forget to grab dessert, including our berry delicious strawberry pie for only $1.99 with the purchase of $7.99 or more at participating Big Boy locations.
78 degrees outside right now, and you want to look good for the spring and summer. The best place and the best way to do that is go ahead and go down to Planet Fitness, man. Your fitness is essential with them. $0 down right now if you sign up in person. Only $10 a month. Only $10 a month to get you in shape, turn your body around, and get you looking summertime fine as wine. Get down to Planet Fitness. Even check out the new Planet Fitness in Midtown area, Detroit Performance Center. Right now, Planet Fitness, your fitness is essential.
So, I'm going to tell you why Drew Lock has a chance in Seattle. Are you guys ready for these names?
I'm ready.
Trevor Siemian, Brock Osweiler, Paxton Lynch, Case Keenum, Joe Flacco, Brandon Allen, Jeff Driscoll, Brett Ripien, Teddy Bridgewater, Kendall Hinton.
Those sounds like all the starting quarterbacks that the Broncos have had
since Peyton Manning. Denver is the place where quarterbacks go to die.
Yeah.
And that is incredible to say
because
they've got two Hall of Famers there with John Elway and Peyton Manning that won Super Bowls. But Denver, since Peyton Manning, has been a place, and really in that time period between John Elway and Peyton Manning, we can go through there too and incorporate names like Tim Tebow,
Jake Plummer.
Denver is a place quarterbacks go to die. Kyle Orton is another one. So
going back to
Jay Cutler.
Go back to Orange Crush days and Super Bowl. Craig Morton.
Fine. No quarterbacks outside of two of the greats of all time in Elway and Manning have had any success there whatsoever. So I give this guy a chance in Seattle. And Pete Carroll knows a whole hell of a lot more about football than me. If he thinks Drew Lock is his guy and he don't want any part of Baker Mayfield or any of these quarterbacks in the draft, if his evaluation is that Drew Lock is better than any one of these quarterbacks in the draft, who am I to tell him he's wrong?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of those quarterbacks you name, they weren't necessarily good quarterbacks anyway. I mean, you look at Trevor Siemian. Trevor Siemian was an average quarterback, came out of Northwestern. You see him down with the Saints now. You look at Teddy Bridgewater. We know what Teddy Bridgewater is, especially since the injury. He's a guy that's not going to lose you any games, not going to hurt you, but he's not going to be spectacular. You look at Brock Osweiler. I mean, we knew he was trash. He proved that every step of the way, every team that he played for. So
he got paid a couple times.
That's what happens in the league if you're a quarterback of a certain, The thing with Drew Lock, he's young, he's cool. I watched him on the sideline. I watched him in the game. I love his energy. He's rapping songs. And, when he's on the field, he's getting into a zone. He does that. So I love that Pete Carroll is giving him this hope. But Pete's one of those guys that think he can make anybody good. Pete's one of those guys that brings, if you come into the Seattle system, and this started way before he was at USC. This is when he went to Patriots, went to Super Bowl and lost. But, he brings you into the fold, brings you into the system, and this is answering your question at the same time. Like, he believes in competition. He believes in young guys. He believes in having fun. He believes in a loose environment. He believes in taking what the media does and kind of breaking it down inside the four walls of Renton, where the Seattle Seahawks facility is, Renton, Washington. He's just a cool guy, and I think he feels as though he can give Drew Lock cool place to play, cool environment, more laid back than what he was dealing with that BS in Denver. Pete Carroll's the guy that I would go to next after Rex Ryan, and the reason why is the things that I just named, man. The environment that he creates. Competition is at an all-time high, man. He has this deal, competition Thursdays, where you just get after with the defense and you keep scoring. You see who has the most points at the end of practice, and you win certain prizes on Friday after practice. And it's laid back when it needs to be. It's intense when it needs to be. He has your back when he needs to. You know, I wish I was at a different point in my career when I went to Seattle, because I would have had a damn good time being in Seattle, playing for Pete Carroll, playing with that city. The 12th man is real out there in the Hawks nest. So I love it out there, and I think that Pete can give him a more comfortable, chill environment and more laid back. So then it'll be a little bit easy for him to have some success. But Pete Carroll knows what the hell he's doing. Everywhere he's been, he's won. He won with the Patriots. He won with USC. You saw what he did with that culture. Turned that program around, and he did the same for the Seattle Seahawks. So got to give him a lot of credit, a lot of love.
He's one of my favorite of all-time coaches, guys that love. He played with the Jets. He would take the team to the freaking movies during the week. I just love his spirit. You look at him, and you just want to run through a wall for the guy. I remember when DK Metcalf came in. Remember he took his shirt off to try to flex in front of DK Metcalf? He's got a great spirit. And Drew Lock playing back at home. I'm going to believe in Drew Lock this year. I think I am.
It's a place, Ryan and Maz, that with Pete, like, trust me, I've played for places, and I've been on teams where when you wake up to go to work, like going to work, if you love what you do, it's not a job. They always say that, and football was what I love to do, so it wasn't a job. But there were times when I woke up with the Cleveland Browns where I'm like, oh, man. Damn, I got to do this again. I got to go see them and look at them and, blah, blah, because you work hard. You don't work to lose. It just doesn't work. There are times.
How many players have come through the Detroit Lions and said exactly what you just said right now?
Man, 79% of them. But it's just, and it was the same with Jim Harbaugh at times. Like, yeah, we were winning in San Fran, but Jim's intense, especially during training camp. So sometimes you wake up in San Fran, it's like, yeah, we're a winning team. It was like, I know Jim's about to be on one today.
What's he do? What's he do to get under the player's skin?
TM. It's called too much. He does too much. He holds you forever. Like, I give you an example. Training camp usually, curfew is usually 11. Most teams keep you till about 6. You know what I'm saying? Some less than that. And sometimes if you want to do your own thing with your position players or quarterback or a coach, you can do your thing to 7. Like, Jim would keep us there like 9:45, 10 o'clock. Like grown men, like dudes in their 30s, like in their 40s. You know what I'm saying? So, like, he would do that. And just the intensity, like the pads. Like, most teams stop playing, like practicing in pads. Man, you start practicing pads after week 5. Like, once the season starts, after week 5, you're not really in pads like that no more during the season. You don't need it, Maz. Maz knows this, right?
You don't need it.
Jim Harbaugh, Maz, pads the whole year round.
So I wouldn't want to play for a guy like that.
No.
Not in the NFL.
No.
Yeah, not in the NFL.
Not anytime.
No.
So that's what. But with Pete, it was just the atmosphere. You wake up and it's like, oh, man.
Doing yoga and stuff.
Yes, you're excited.
By the way, side note,
right?
I'm watching on YouTube here as I'm watching you guys. First of all, I love Braylon's pullover, scarf pullover.
Great
I
color,
appreciate that.
light blue, peacock blue. But you know what? On the TV, it's got a lavender look to it. You look great today.
Oh, man, you're the best.
That's
man.
why I tell you that.
I told you, I walked in, I felt great, man. When you go outside, you get that vitamin D, man. The sun rays, when they shine on you, you just feel good, man.
Have you been to Chili Peppers tanning?
I want to tell you something. I want to tell you something. And
I was born.
I don't know if he's gonna get. I don't know if he's gonna get mad at me. And maybe I shouldn't say this.
No, go ahead.
I don't know if he's gonna get mad at this. But Braylon, I'm sitting in the center room there.
Oh yeah.
You walk in. You're walking down. You're coming in. Maz looks at me and says, "That guy, man." And I wasn't prepared for what he was gonna say next. I was like, "Uh-oh, what?" He's like, "That guy has so much love in his heart."
Oh,
and I was like,
man,
that's the nut.
You about to make me cry. You about to make me cry.
I was like, he's like, that guy has so much love in his heart. He really does. And I was like, oh, my God, is that the greatest thing? I wasn't going to say that.
He's a hard ass to me sometimes. We get on each other like big brother, little brother, like father, like son,
like big
whatever.
brother, little brother, though, yeah.
But you know what? You're
I
all
thought
right.
it was a great moment.
All right.
I thought it was a great moment. It was great.
I feel the same about you.
Well,
man.
I know, but look, I mean,
I've known you for how many years?
We've known each other for 25 years.
Yeah,
you know.
And that's what goes. And that's what goes to having like strong family like around you. That's what comes like having a good family because, you know, we know how people are. Like people will try to suck the love out of you. You know, whether whatever business, whatever genre, whatever, people will try to suck that love out of you, man. People will try to take, you know, that shine or that glow. They will try to take it from you. But when you got parents, family, and when you got the man above, you believe in it. Man, that love ain't going nowhere. So
they can take jobs from me. They can take money from me, but they're not going to take my love.
The relationships.
Love
and
you
the
guys. Love my mom. Let's get this show rolling.
No doubt about it. Guys, can I get back to the NFL? Because there is a certain coach in the NFL. Speaking of coaches, we just talked about Pete Carroll, and we just talked about Jim Harbaugh. There's a certain coach in the NFL right now that is skyrocketing in odds when it comes to Coach of the Year, and the Tigers have just
Tigers.
Who is that? Jamer Candelario, a bases-clearing double, 6-0 Tigers.
We said it was going to be a blowout.
Who is this team?
Yep, exactly. I told you.
Oh, that's right.
Season's still over.
It is over.
Which NFL coach is skyrocketing up the board in terms of odds to win NFL Coach of the Year?
Can I get a conference?
No.
Okay. All right.
Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, the bottom lab. But guess what? Tell us about those new rides.
That's right. We've got a message from Les Stanford. It is no secret that new cars are hard to come by, but they are available at Les Stanford. You got to make a plan, though. Allocation coming in for lease and purchase of new vehicles. Les Stanford also has over 350 pre-owned cars on their lot right now. All makes, all models, all years, some of them with less than 500 miles. For more, visit lesstanford.com. lesstanford.com.
Find new roads.
6 dark corners, a driveway and a patio, 5 windows that could become doors. Every house has unique security challenges. Guardian Alarm has more tech, more team, and more ways to help keep them all safe. Get a professionally designed and installed security and smart home system from Guardian Alarm. Sign up today and get a free video device. Guardian Alarm. Smart right from the start. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Our friends at Alta Equipment know that when it comes to getting your job completed on budget and on schedule, uptime matters. That's why Alta Equipment has partnered with the biggest names in construction. With the most diverse rental fleet in Michigan, there is nothing your project can throw at you that Alta can't handle. Give them a call at 844-GO-TO-ALTA today. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA today. Alta Equipment, where uptime matters.
Guys, Woodward Sports, thanks for being along with us. Let's get to over 100 likes by the end of this segment. If you are watching on YouTube, smash that like button. And if you have not already, subscribe to Woodward Sports Network. We certainly appreciate your participation on this network. Guys, I want to get into some NBA and NHL playoff talk as well before we're out of here in the next 30 minutes. But quickly, guys, I want to mention Dan Campbell has gone from 60-1 to 25-1 odds.
That's a hell of a jump.
It's a huge jump to win.
Mattress Mac bet on him?
Coach of the Year. This from Max Meyer. A couple of notes at Caesars Sportsbook. Number one, Dan Campbell is nearly triple the tickets and double the money as anyone else to win Coach of the Year. Odds have shifted from 60-1 to 25-1 just in the past week. And the player that's drawn the most tickets and money to win MVP over the last month, Jalen Hurts. How about that? I don't.
Wow. Whoa.
We can discuss Jalen Hurts if you want, but I think the topic there is Dan Campbell. What is it about this guy who so many people thought was a joke at the introductory press conference some year and a half ago?
He was nervous that day. You could just see how nervous he was.
Not you and me. And locally here, I think we loved it. But the national media, national pundits, national writers, national just generic NFL fans thought this guy was a joke with no coaching experience. And now, a year and a half in, sure, the record might not be there, but I believe you think the foundation is there for this franchise. He is very much a part of that, and because of that, people believe he is going to get this thing rolling here, and if he does, they're putting their money where their mouth is. Dan Campbell, 25-1 odds to win NFL Coach of the Year, up, skyrocketing from 60-1.
Yeah, I think when you see that in terms of the odds, they jumped up. One thing is we talk about the NFC being weak. We talk about the NFC being kind of open. It's any man's game. Also, people are looking at the Detroit Lions and what they did in the draft. They're looking at Jameson Williams. That lets you know they think he's going to come back sometime within the beginning of the season. Then you got Aiden Hutchinson is going to help shore up that defense next to Okora and next to Charles Harris. Also, you don't have to go undefeated to get MVP. You don't have to necessarily be 14-2 to win MVP or even win the conference or win the division. What you got to do is you got to show a great jump in your team and what you did last year. You got to make people believe in like what your mission is and you winning some games and you being more competitive.
Look at Jokic.
And
right?
100%. And although he's a freaking phenomenal player, I think what you're saying with those betting on Dan Campbell, I think Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions are going to turn some things around. I think if they can get to 10 wins, now obviously before everybody jumps down my throat and says, whoa, I said if they could somehow get to 10 wins, which with this schedule isn't necessarily impossible. Looking at the fact that last year they almost snuck, 4 or 5 extra wins, which could have got them to 8. If Dan Campbell can get 10 wins, he's going to be Coach of the Year. So if you start looking at it from odds like that, if Dan Campbell, I guarantee you, if he gets 10 wins, he'll be NFL Coach of the Year.
Without question. And I do think, Thursday we're going to go through the schedule. Well, I guess Thursday night the schedule, so we'll do that on Friday. And maybe the schedule will be out Thursday early and we can do it because of all the leaks that happened. Maybe we will know what the schedule is on Thursday. But once we do find out this schedule, I am going to tell you right now. I will have the Lions picked to win 10 games. I will. And you can fight me, and you can at me, and you can tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. You can tell me my opinions suck.
Before people do that, remember last year, one of our first shows before the season started, Ryan Ermanni said, you know what? I think Michigan's going to go 11-1 this year. They'll beat Michigan State, lose Ohio State, win the Big Ten championship. What?
Reverse.
Oh, you said they were going to beat Michigan
Ohio State.
Yeah, exactly. What happened last year?
And went 11-1, beat Ohio State, and won the Big Ten championship.
So give him credit. Listen with open ears.
I'm just telling you. I think this football team is coming.
I told you.
I really do. Yeah. And I think Dan Campbell's a part of that. I think Brad Holmes is a part of that. Hell, Rod Wood's a part of that. I mean, everybody in this organization right now is doing their part to get this thing going. And I just like what they're doing. I wish they would address the backup quarterback position. Because
you mean the future quarterback?
Because look, Jared Goff missed 3 games last year. He missed a game before that. Look, Matthew Stafford played 16 games for like 10 years.
Yeah.
We never had to worry about that here.
No, we did.
But if Jared Goff misses 3 games this year, season's over.
Yeah.
Because you don't have anybody that can win one of those games. You just don't.
I think one of the reasons why you're saying I don't want to switch gears is I was trying to look for it and pull it up, and there it is right there. There it is. If you're wondering why Jalen Hurts is on there, and I know we were talking about Dan Campbell, but you mentioned that as well. That's because if you look at that team has gotten loaded. Don't forget, the Eagles made the playoffs last year. Now you look at what they're doing this year, what they're doing. They add A.J. Brown. They have Jalen Reagor still. They have Devontae Smith, Miles Sanders. Look at the defensive side of the ball. They draft Nakobe Dean, who we wanted. They draft Jordan Davis. They put Jordan Davis right next to Fletcher Cox. Not to mention the season that one of the family members of ours had, and Darius Slay. The season that he had last year was a Pro Bowl phenomenal season. You got him on defense too. What the hell is so funny?
So on the YouTube chat, I'm sorry, Bray. On the YouTube chat, there's this guy named Toons. TOONZ, and he says, Ryan, no clue about how betting works. Maz responds, Tunes, I can guarantee you that Ryan knows more about odds than gambling.
Then he called me a clown.
Yeah, I know. That to me, by the way, the use of the emoji clown is the most overused emoji on Twitter.
Yeah.
It's clown.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Calling somebody a clown is the most overused word.
And it's so
on Twitter.
And it's so crazy how how do I say this in phrases? Because I'm thinking it in my head, but I can't get it out. It's funny because in one sense you'll have your friend or somebody send something playful like that and say clown, and it's playful and it's funny. But then in another instance, 2 seconds later, someone will say clown in a different instance, and it's like they really went after your soul. It's just funny how you can use them two different ways. One extreme to the next.
I think it's so funny. Guys, I do want to talk a little NBA
Let's do
and
it.
NHL playoffs. And we'll start with the NBA. 2 games last night, Braylon. And your big takeaway, we talked about this before the show, so I'm going to let you go now, regardless of who's winning and who's losing right now.
Right.
Your biggest takeaway from the NBA playoffs is what? Because I love that you said this.
It's the freaking physicality. It's the freaking physicality. You know, we'll put up, I'll have Fletch look for it. You look at the game last night. You look at the game between the Bucks and the Celtics. It's the physicality. I mean, like, look at this. This is Horford. Now, this is a response, by the way. This is in response to Giannis Antetokounmpo dunking on Al Horford, who's now my age, maybe older, dunked on Al Horford. Al Horford goes to, and then
he's still in the league.
Then he mean mugs Al Horford, and then he looks at Al Horford, and then he gets a tech. Here it is right here. Now watch this play out if you guys are looking. He gets a dunk. Now, Al Horford doesn't even know what was said. Giannis is teed up for what he said. Giannis is staring at him. But this is what I like to see. Look at the energy. Look at the aggression. I'm so tired of the NBA with all the friendship and the hugging and dapping dapping opponents up, saying, hey, man, I hope you have a good game out there tonight. Can't wait to kick it in Cancun with the wives, or I can't wait for this and all that nice stuff. The hell with that nice stuff. You guys can be nice in June. From June to October, you guys can be nice. But on that court, on that hardwood, this is what I like to see. Giannis dunks on Al Horford. But this is an interesting thing too, Ryan. It's always that extra gear that athletes have. And you're always wondering, like, how do they find an extra gear? Al Horford gets dunked on, gets angry. And you see what he says. He's like, okay, that's what you want to do. Al Horford had 30 points last night. Al Horford hasn't scored 30 since he played for the Hawks 7 years ago. Al Horford looked like that guy out of Florida that won back-to-back national championships with Corey Brewer and Joakim Noah. He looked amazing last night. Al Horford outscored Giannis.
Al Horford probably scored 30 total points all year.
Exactly. And you see he took it up another gear. He scored 19 points after that dunk.
Let me compare it, Bray, to our show, Winning Time. What did Pat Riley whisper in Magic Johnson's ear?
61-6.
Magic Johnson in the final game, Game 6 of the '80 championship. He's exhausted. The Sixers are within 1 point of the Lakers. Lakers trying to close it out without Kareem. Magic can't even get up from the bench. Pat Riley goes in his ear, and he's like, 60-6. That's how they voted Larry Bird over Magic Johnson for Rookie of the Year.
Wow.
Magic gets up and finishes the game and wins MVP.
Pat Riley. Incredible.
Always been the motivator. So just going back.
Isn't that something?
That has really intrigued me. I love that even during the season, they let them play a little bit more, a little bit harder during the season. And now in the playoffs, you're seeing they're getting after each other, man. Like last night was a really good game. You see your boy, Steph Curry, they squeaked it out against Memphis.
That was so easy last night, though. That Memphis keeping it close last night. I mean, that was one of the easiest. That was a layup.
It was a
Memphis
layup.
was going to keep it close last night.
You knew it was close because they played well without Ja Morant, but also you knew Golden State knew that they didn't have to play that hard to win. And I don't want to disrespect them. I don't want people to say, so you mean they were just chilling? Yes, because in the fourth quarter when it got serious, who had 18? Steph Curry. What are you going to do against the Golden State team when you got a guy in Steph Curry that can give you 18 in the quarter. Draymond Green, who can lock down your 2 guard or lock down your guy that's the same size as Jokic. And you got Jordan Poole out there. You got Klay Thompson out there. And then also, when Wiggins decides to be a part of the game, don't forget, Andrew Wiggins started in the All-Star game this year.
Here's your final. Warriors, Celtics.
I like that. I heard who said that? I heard Stephen A. Smith say that. And
he did?
Yeah, he said it. And when he said it, I said, I like it. I'm going to have to agree with you on that.
Would you take a flyer on Philadelphia right now with Embiid back?
He looks good in that
Hold
mask.
that thought. I got to get to a break.
Let's get to that game. Let's get to that game anyway.
We'll do
because
that.
Eric Spoelstra's doing something he shouldn't do.
We'll do that next. But first, a message from Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. As you know, we broadcast this show live from Lady Jane's, their headquarters in Birmingham, Michigan. Definitely awesome to get off the air and get my hair looking handsome and clean. Ooh-wee. A precision haircut each and every time you walk through those doors. All you got to do, walk in, sign in, sit down, and before you know it, you are handsome and clean. Lady Jane's, over 100 locations nationwide, many of them right here in the Metro Detroit area, open 7 days a week, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Before you know it, your hair is going to be game ready. Walk on in. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risks, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
The official sticker partner of Woodward Sports. When it comes to stickers and signage, think Sticker Genius. We support this local Detroit business, and we are excited to show you our latest project, the Planet Fitness Studio from Sticker Genius. If you need custom stickers, wall graphics, window graphics, and plenty more, reach out to our friends at Sticker Genius. We at Woodward Sports couldn't be any happier with the service they provided us. They were quick, easy to deal with, and super professional. Head to stickergenius.com today. OddsTrader.com, the #1 site for all your game day bets. Begin your handicapping journey at OddsTrader.com. For play-by-play updates, live scores, and bet tracking, download OddsTrader from the App Store today. For the best price on every game and sign-up offers for multiple sportsbooks, visit OddsTrader.com. Player statistics and key game stats are all available at OddsTrader.com. Use BetTracker to keep records of all your games and betting activity at OddsTrader.com.
Coming down the home stretch on this beautiful Tuesday, second to last segment, talking about the NBA. I'm Edwards, that's Ermanni.
You son of a bitch, just put my earphones
I know,
all the way
I saw
up.
that. That's why I started talking.
I control Maz's ears down here.
the volume.
Wait till I get my own over here soon. And a mic stand.
No way, it ain't happening.
Come on, man.
Talk about the volume.
I'll chip in.
But talking about the NBA, obviously, and you brought up a good question. Talking about Embiid. Embiid's back from the socket, is the orbital eye socket injury that he sustained. He's back. They won. To answer your question before you even finish asking it, no, I wouldn't put any stake in them, and this is why. Their bench isn't strong enough, and you're essentially wanting James Harden to do what he was doing 5-6 years ago in Houston, and he's just not that guy anymore. Now, I understand he had 31 the other night, but that's because Embiid came back. It's a little different. He had a little bit of rest out there, but I just don't think they have enough to put it together because you're asking a lot of Tobias Harris and you're asking a lot of Tyrese Maxey, who I don't think is ready yet.
But if Embiid is healthy, you've got these guys playing in their roles where they're most comfortable. I think James Harden, look, we've seen what he can do being the best player on the team, and that's not all that great. He could score, sure, but you can't win. But now he's the outside guy. He's the second best player on the team behind Embiid, and you've got Tobias Harris that doesn't have to overextend himself. He could be the third best player on the team on the floor at any particular time.
You want the best parlay of the night?
But
take the Heat and take the Suns tonight because they're both going to dominate.
So here's the problem I have.
Yes.
So here's the problem I have with what you said.
I don't want to take it, but I'll take your word for it.
The problem I have with what you said is it still negates the bench. they don't have bench play, and you're asking Tobias Harris to be a little bit better than he is. James Harden hasn't even been the second best player in the last month and a half. He's been the third best player. Tyrese Maxey in the playoffs has definitely been
great,
the better player, and you see the rift between them. Tyrese Maxey a couple of games ago doesn't want to even sit next to James Harden because of how he plays. So that just scares me and it worries me. But the thing about it is Eric Spoelstra, who's one of the best coaches, if not the best coach in the NBA, especially on the defensive side, what is he doing? The Miami Heat, Miami Heat, they legitimately are tied up right now. It's 2-2. The Miami Heat from 3-point range right now are 3 for 37 in the last couple of games. But here's my problem. You ready for that? I'm about to fix this for him. You got a guy who this state knows pretty well. Went to school up the road. His name is Duncan Robinson. And if I remember correctly, I think you just paid him in the offseason $90 million.
He don't play.
He does, but that's what I'm saying. They don't play him, but they're 3 for 37 from 3-point range. Get Duncan Robinson in the game, and it will help you. That's an easy fix, and I don't even know anything about NBA.
Spoelstra
you know a lot about NBA.
Because what happens is Oladipo is now playing at a level like Oladipo played in OKC. He's playing like Indiana when he was an All-Star, as well as the Magic. He's starting to play like that. He came on strong late, so now Spo's sticking with him and sticking with Tyler Hero, who's the 6th man, and not playing Duncan because of Oladipo. And now everybody's telling him, you guys are 3 of 37, play Duncan Robinson. Now he's probably doubling down on it and not putting in to make it seem like he needed to hear it from the fans or the pundits on who to play. Spo, I love you. You're a great coach. And it shows because Pat Riley kept you instead of LeBron. It shows.
Yes, sir.
Don't listen. Leave the ego at home. Put Duncan Robinson in the game because the guy is literally on the bench and he can shoot better than almost everybody in the NBA. Get him in the game and it'll help you because 76ers, they not looking too great. So don't hurt yourself on a team you shouldn't lose to.
That was a mystery to me. Actually, I was watching the game the other night, and I saw Duncan Robinson.
He hasn't played.
Come into the game with less than a minute to go for the first time. He's been getting garbage time minutes.
$90 million.
He doesn't play. Yeah, and they gave him a big contract. I don't get it, man. And they could use some offense as well, a little sharpshooting. And if you don't want him, I know a team down the road here on Woodward that could take him.
You name a championship team, and I'll tell you a sniper that plays for them. That's their sniper. Put your sniper in the game.
Yeah,
Put
I don't
your sniper
understand.
in the game.
Maz, I want you to give me a little NHL too, if you could, because
Great
the
games last
NHL
night.
playoffs have been fantastic.
Yep, I was not locked in the regular season, but I promised myself once the Stanley Cup playoffs got them down to 16 teams, I was ready to lock in, and they have not disappointed. And the one that I'm really loving is, first of all, you got to like the Florida. They're the President Trophy winner. Most points in the NHL, and they're fighting for their lives against Ovi and the Washington Capitals. Did you see last night's end of the game?
Little puck. We were talking to Darren McCarty about this earlier, too, because to win the Cup, you need luck.
You
okay?
do. Puck luck,
You
it's called.
have to have some puck luck.
Goaltending and
Last
puck
night,
luck.
2.5 minutes to go in the game. Florida is down 2-1.
And 2-1 in the series.
And 2-1 in the series. Florida pulls their goalie, and the Washington Capitals, a wide open net guy, shoots it down the ice, clank, off the post, stays out of the net. Next shift down, they come with the extra attacker, tie the game up, go to overtime, and eventually win that game. Inches away from being down 3-1 in the series, Florida.
Yep.
Now that
breaks the Capitals, if you ask me.
Non-empty net goal essentially could have put the Florida Panthers out. Now I think you got to make them the favorite to win the championship.
Yep, if you could bet them live now, you'll probably get better odds on them. I don't see the Capitals coming back from a devastating loss like that.
Yeah, those plays like that, they tell the story. Plays like that are what you just like, damn, and it happened like that, and it's the momentum. It turns on, the switch flips, and just look at the Pistons. And I know I'm getting out of the sport, but look at the infamous block on Reggie Miller.
They don't win without that.
But no, what I'm saying, as soon as the block happens, we knew the Pistons were going to win it all. It was just one of those plays where you're like, that's the play.
Definitely knew they were going to win that series for sure.
Definitely
right?
Definitely that. It's just one of those plays.
I'll tell you, the Dallas Stars and the Calgary Flames are playing great hockey. that's the one you want to hook up on. Tonight, 4 games. Bruins and the Canes. These are all tied at 2.
I got one I want to ask you
Lightning
about.
and Leafs, your team.
That's
the Leafs,
the one I want to ask you
Blues
about.
and Wild, Kings and Oilers.
I want to get to the Lightning and the Leafs. I'm an Austin Matthews fan.
I know you are.
I love Austin Matthews, man. DJ Tom T got me hooked on him, and so now I'm watching him. Led the league this year, 60 goals. Just great. And you know Toronto's history. You know they're
the Lions of the NHL.
Even worse. Can they beat Stevie Y's former franchise in Tampa Bay?
I think they're gonna. I think they're gonna knock out the champs.
That's what I like.
I think
to
it
hear.
goes 7, and I think they win. It's got to be their time once in a while. It's got to be.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't know. Austin Matthews is very good,
but
I mean, I don't know. Just
they got home ice, man.
Odds, right?
You got to win tonight. Then they'll probably lose Game 6, and then you got to win it on the home ice in Game 7.
There you go. Guys, Maz's videos of the day coming up next, but first a message from Chili Peppers Tanning.
That's right. You could join the Chili Peppers Club. They will beat all competitors by $5 or more. You got to get on it right now. Of course, they got 26 locations, one right down the street here on Woodward. Plenty more on the way. And how about this? The hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, the darkest tans, your vitamin D headquarters. Check them out more at chilipepperstanning.com.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Detroit sports by Detroiters and for Detroiters. This is Detroit Sports Network. This is Woodward Sports.
Hey, the Strawberry Fest is back at Big Boy. They brought back some of the classic breakfast items, just like strawberry French toast, hot cakes, and waffles. If you're not feeling breakfast, you're not in the mood, it's all right. They got everything else. You could try the new strawberry bacon chicken wrap, the crispy chicken wrap, the nacho wrap, or even the strawberry salad. And make sure you do not forget to grab a dessert. How about a little piece of pie, strawberry pie for $1.99 with any purchase of $7.99 or more at your local Big Boy. Get there.
Woodward Sports Network, final segment of the program. Thank you for your participation. If you are watching on YouTube, hit that like button for us. We did get over 100 likes today. We appreciate that. Weather's great outside, so thanks again for spending your time with us here at Woodward Sports Network. It is the time of the day we like to play Maz's
videos
of the day.
And now it's time for Maz's videos of the day, only on the Woodward Sports Network.
By the way, Tigers looking good, up 6-0 heading into the 9th inning. So Tarek Skubal in line for the win if they keep it off the board here. How about Nick Chubb? And we talked about this, guys, about players going back to their former universities and making these viral videos.
Love it.
Nick Chubb going back to where? Georgia.
Athens, Georgia.
675-pound. What do you call this?
Squat.
What kind of lift is this? It's a squat.
Squat.
Look at this, guys.
Free squat. It's a free squat.
Oh my gosh.
Look at this.
Let's
get. All right. Get down. Bam. Nice.
670. That's a lot of
Boom.
freaking. That's a lot of weight, man.
The good thing about that, man, you see these guys go back. Nick Chubb's Pro Bowl running back in the NFL. He's one of the best running backs in Georgia history. Like, just imagine being a recruit and you you happen to be there, non-official visit. You just happen to be at Georgia and Nick Chubb's there. You know what I'm saying? Just that happened to be a first-year guy, and Nick Chubb's in the weight room, working out with you. That's how you get guys to go to Georgia. That's how you get guys to commit to Athens, because you're like, these guys are locked and loaded. This is how the school treats their current players and their former players. This is what makes you want to go there. Like, stuff like this, man.
Those kids aren't going to forget that.
By the way, who's the national championship? Who's the national champions right now?
Yep.
Georgia.
There you go.
Now, if they can only stay on the field, these Georgia running backs,
man, who
we
you
got one. We got one of our own.
DeAndre
here.
Swift, Noshawn Moreno, Todd Gurley, Sony Michel, and the list goes on.
Sony got paid. He skipped town. He went. Who did he sign with?
LA Rams, right?
No.
He was there last year.
He left.
Oh.
He's with somebody else.
Look
it up while I'm doing the next video.
Okay,
Look it up. This Braylon gave me this video last week. This big guy reminds me of Jordan Lorenzen. Remember
Dolphins.
He's with the Dolphins now.
That's
see?
right. Oh, man.
Sony Michel.
Jared
good.
Lorenzen.
Jared Lorenzen.
Right.
How about him?
I thought he was dead.
He is. The former Kentucky quarterback, rest in peace, Super Bowl champion
Giants.
with the New York Giants. Check out this video from, I'll call him the hefty lefty, although
this is great.
He's a righty.
This is great.
Nice going.
That is awesome.
Nice going,
How did you
buddy.
find that, Maz?
Hey,
what
Braylon sent
website
it
were
to me.
you on?
Braylon sent it to me.
The funniest thing about it,
Braylon's the king of Instagram.
I just love the fact that reminds me of Spencer. Like, not the size. Spencer's nowhere near the size.
Heavyweight?
But just like little things, like him sitting on the couch before he ran. Like, Spencer would have done something like that.
The kid knows what he's doing.
Yeah, it
The
was
kid
good.
knows what he's doing. I got another kid. Wait till you see this one. You ready for another big guy?
Yep.
This guy said he's going to keep drinking until the Tigers score 3 runs. So the streak is over.
I got to have him on the show.
But let's take a look at what this
I gotta
young
have
man has downed.
Okay, honestly, this one goes out to Nick Marley, the home plate umpire. He could kiss my fucking ass. Swear to God, that dude was so fucking inept behind the plate, and God knows we get him game 5 too, so that'll be fucking fun as hell. So, tonight's drink of choice, orange soda hard seltzer, because it's good. I've had it before.
I didn't actually listen to the video. I just watched it. Obviously, I did not preview this video.
Yeah, we see.
But look at this kid. He is gassed.
Can we have him pound some beers in our studio?
No.
Who can make that happen here?
Hey, you know what we need to do? We need to bring him in.
The streak's over, Ryan.
But you see, he knows about the Tigers.
New
so
streak
he
will
would be
start
fun
by
to
the
bring
time
him
he gets in.
But then also, we can hook him up with Planet Fitness, like membership or something like that.
Or some Cintron.
Come on, man.
What do you mean, come on?
Not
I'm
you.
being serious. I'm being
Or
serious.
some Cintron, he says.
Some Gypsy vodka.
All right, here's another one for you guys. Want me to keep going?
Yes, please.
All right.
Let's get him in a tandem.
I
bid.
think this is a high school football game. But just take a look at this guy and tell me how pissed you'd be if he was your teammate, Braylon.
Oh, I love this. This is great.
Watch this.
No sound on this, though.
Is this Cass Tech?
No, but it looks like Cass Tech. Look at that.
Is that Calvin really?
No, he's like,
Look,
I'm down.
look,
I'm
he
down.
could have tackled him.
And then he could have tackled him. He
Oh.
says, no, I'm down.
Hold on. So one, I had a joke, but then I'm looking at that play and the joke might not be a good joke. So I'm gonna say the joke anyway. I was like, is that Calvin Ridley?
Oh,
Because he was shaving points. But running back again one time, Fletch. Because does he get hurt? Does something happen to him? Because he all right, watch this.
No, it's just his ego.
He
Watch.
almost stepped out of bounds.
But
he tripped.
He tripped, and then he gets up. He's like, no, it's down. And then he's like,
Okay.
yeah.
Look at that great field.
So, now,
Love that field.
if that, I mean, he pulled the Daniel Jones. I don't think, things happen. Like, little things happen.
great.
Trip. He was in for a touchdown.
I love it.
I'm going to leave
He
you
was
with
in for a
one
touchdown.
more. If you ever go to a kid's track meet, you ever go to your kids' games, you never
meets are
give
the
up
longest
on your
event
kid.
ever in life.
Never give up on your kid. This girl literally runs out of her shoe at the beginning of this race, but you got to watch the entire one. Watch it.
She ran out her shoe. Go to Leia. Go Lele. Go Lele. Let's go Lele. Good job, Lele. Let's go Lele. Let's go Lele.
Be good on her foot.
She's like Rich Strike here. Watch. Here comes Rich Strike. Out of the clouds.
Oh, man.
She's going to blow them away.
Did she put her shoe back on?
Yes.
Wow.
That's embarrassing.
She blew them out.
See, I don't understand how they score track, though.
What do you mean?
Like how do you...
First place, 10 points. Second place, 7 points. Third place, 5 points.
Oh, there you go. Thank you for that.
Now you know.
Every event.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yep.
You got a track star.
Easy?
You got a track star next year.
I know. That's why I asked them.
So the interesting thing about that one is like my daughter was one of the ones that lost that race. Oh, we're gonna have a long talk on the way home.
Yeah.
Just long talk on the way home.
No dinner for you.
No, I'm not gonna go that far. I'm gonna put a tennis racket in her hand. Yeah. Second of all, it's interesting to see where her shoe went because if her shoe was out of lane, if she steps out of her lane to get her shoe back on, she's disqualified.
No, it was at the beginning of the race. It fell off.
But even I'm saying if her shoe went to another lane, she had to walk out of her lane to get her shoe. That's a disqualification. You can't leave your lane once the gun goes off. So that's why I'm excited about watching her win, but also the track in me is like, did she step out of her lane to get that shoe? Because she's disqualified.
Hey, I leave you with one more picture. This picture's worth 1,000,000 words, not 1,000 words. 52 years ago tonight, the Boston Bruins won the Stanley Cup, but the picture tells 1,000,000 words.
Lives in infamy.
Look at it. It's the great Bobby Orr getting tripped across the goal mouth against the St. Louis Blues, the San Luis Blues. And, of course, that trophy is in front of the Garden in Boston forever.
That photo, yeah.
And that photo was taken by a man who left his camera in a camera well, and no one else was around him. And he got that picture. It was an accidental. He didn't even know he got that picture
until later.
Until later, and it becomes one of the most famous pictures, iconic pictures of all time.
I just hope
Bobby Orr.
I just hope he closes his mouth before he hit the ice because
he didn't care at that time.
Well, none of the hockey players cared at that time.
Great show, everybody. Thanks to everybody out there for choosing Woodward Sports Network. Hey, patronize our sponsors as well, too. If you're going to go tanning, go to Chili Peppers Tanning. You're going to go out to eat, go to Big Boys.
Get a drink, vodka,
You're going to get a drink, go to get Gypsy Vodka or Cintron. Go to Planet Fitness. You're going to get a car, call Les Stanford. You know what I mean? You're going to get a haircut, go to Lady Jane's. You're going to get an alarm company, go to Guardian Alarm. You're going to eat wings? Snob! Wing Snob. Please, that's how we stay in business over here.
What he said.
Let them know Woodward Sports sent you, everybody.
That's how we keep the lights
so long.
on.
Braylon, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. See you tomorrow.